This is my second video that I'm making, and we just talked about what sparked the change in me to become a life coach. So next I'd like to talk to you about 5 shifts that I've had, mental shifts or frames of mind. And the first one that I had is I had to learn to take a personal inventory of myself and to realize that there were areas of me that I needed to change, which is not my strong point. For anybody who knows me, I'm really stubborn, and I've always felt like, well, if I did it, it was good. And so I had to learn to be a lot more humble, which I have a long ways to go still. But what I learned is that everyone has areas that they need to change. And I also learned that some of my greatest weaknesses actually have potential to be my greatest strengths. If I knew what my weaknesses were exactly, then I knew I could improve upon them. So several years ago, my husband and I joined this group called Life Leadership, and there was a test that you could take. It was called a personal leadership inventory, and there was 3 areas. So I was so excited. I wrote everything down on a Excel sheet and figured out how to do the scores for everybody. And I did the test for myself. I took it several times, rated myself on a scale of 1 to 10 on 10 items in 3 different areas. And one was character, one was organization skills, and one was people skills. And so I took the test, and I was really high in organizational skills, and I was really high in leadership skills, but I was really low in the personal relationship skills. And I went back to check to see maybe I answered the questions wrong, and I didn't really answer the questions wrong. I realized there was a whole area of thought process. There were thought processes and ideas that I had never really considered. Maybe it was because I was raised as a performer, so a lot of my focus has been on practicing, rehearsing, performing for other people, more like being in the limelight or being on the stage, not really as a singer, but more as a flautist. But somehow, somewhere along the line, I missed those skills. Now, interesting, my husband took the test, and his skills, if we added up his test scores and my test scores, we would make a really good person altogether, because some of the areas that I'm strong in were areas that he's still working on growing in, which he's aware of that. But what I noticed is his scores in the relationships with people were like excellent, super high. And I've noticed wherever I've gone with him, because we've taught in a lot of places at the same place at the same time, and I've always noticed how people just are so attracted to him and excited to see him, want to share everything. And I've kind of observed what he does, and he's just so open and cares about people and goes the extra mile and really takes time to listen and is not so quick to want to share all of his ideas. And that's really been something that actually has helped him develop professionally, and he's been able to move up on the career ladder because of these abilities. So I've watched him and observed him. And to be honest, there's been times when I've been a little jealous, like when all the daughters in our family are excited about giving him gifts, or they create videos for him, or they are all excited about buying him socks for Christmas, or he walks in the room and then everybody is so excited. But those are things that he's earned by showing love and care for other people, the way he shows love and care for me. Like this weekend, our dog was really, really sick, and it's my dream dog. It's a bulldog, and I ended up having to take him to the hospital during this coronavirus, and my husband was there for me, and he helped make decisions about how much we would pay as far as the care, because taking a dog to the vet or the emergency hospital is super expensive. There was one night when our dog was up all night, and this after we got back from the hospital, and he took the dog into the other room so I could sleep. And he just does nice things like this all the time for everybody. And so he's been a great example to me. So last interesting thing I want to share with you is, I think every woman or every girl loves their mom, but they also want to make improvements or make changes in their life just because they notice things that they would like to change. And so this is a great story for me. It doesn't sound good right now, but it has a good ending. So I thought that there were some things that I would like to make improvements in based on what I had observed about my mom helping me when I was younger. Not more about helping me, because she was always good at helping me, but just about relationships. And so I spent 3 or 4 years thinking about like what goals could I set to make sure that, you know, I move forward with these ideas that I have. And so during this process of taking this test, my mom took the test, and she and I got exactly the same score. And we had exactly the same marks in everything that we were asked a question about. It was exactly the same. And I was miffed by that. And then I started to realize that how grateful I was for my mom and for how much she's taught me and trained me to be organized, to have good character. And she did this amongst a lot of pressure and opposition. She had a lot of challenges in her life, and she still does have challenges in her life. And so it's interesting to me now that I was working so hard to change the things that I had observed in my mom. And then I realized that my best choice would be to embrace the things that she's taught me, because she's always shown kindness. And I remember there was a time when my brother, who has 4 kids who have Down syndrome, 3 of them are living right now, he and his wife went on a vacation, and my mom offered to take care of their kids. And they're older and they require a lot of physical care, and my mom was totally willing to do that. And I don't know that I would have been willing to do that. And she was in her late 70s, so just so much kindness shown, and care, and sending out birthday cards to everyone in the family. And these are the things that are little, but they add up to be amazing. And so when I step back to take an inventory on my life, I realize, first of all, the great examples I have in my life, my husband and my mother, and there are others. And I'm grateful to my mom for training me, especially in those 2 areas that have helped me so much in my life and have helped me to help others. And I'm grateful to my husband for being an example for me of how to raise my score, or just how to be. So if I try to be like him, I could raise my score in my relationship skills. So the first significant shift in my life was taking a personal inventory of who I am, where I'm at, and what I need to work on.